Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Quick Pitch, Big Impact, Master Your Elevator Pitch. My name is Eloise Aone, and I am the Director of Coach Connect at the Muse and Fairygodboss, and I'm also a career coach on our platforms. My specialty is strategic communication skills. And on a regular basis, every day, I talk to job seekers, and the number one thing that comes up for the people I speak to is that they don't know how to talk about themselves. When they're asked in an interview or a networking situation, tell me a little bit about you. It's basically the end of the world, right? For so many of us. And so today, in our 10 minutes together, I want us to make sure that you have a structure that you can use that makes you feel empowered. And I would even say excited to jump in and share about you. And also, really have a strategic conversation. That's what an interview is. That is what a networking conversation is. It is a strategic conversation. And the goal of the pitch is to number one, set that tone, that conversational tone. And next, share the key information that the interviewer or person you're speaking to needs to hear immediately at the top of the conversation to think, wow, this person's really interesting. I want to hear more. Make them curious about you. So, we're going to look at a 6-part structure that is impact driven and specific. No rambling here, and it's going to be impact driven. It's going to help you land and achieve your goals in the conversation that you're having. And I'm going to walk us through each of these in detail with an example so that we can really build this together. Now, I'm going to go quickly. There is a lot to cover if I want to give you all the information that you need. So make sure to just sink in, just be present with me right now, go through this, and you'll all have access to this video after today if you're registered for the event. So you can always go back and rewatch this and actually build your own for yourself at that time. All right, let's jump in. And actually I should say, before I go into this, I'm going to use an example of a B2B marketing professional in New York City to really build this with you and show you what this could sound like. The first thing that you want to do is that you want to share a high-level snapshot of your career focus, right? So some pro tips here. When you're asked, tell me about you, or walk me through your resume, or whatever you might be asked to engage you, start off by responding. Be conversational. So use things like gladly, or I'd be happy to, or sure. Then you can start this sentence with a phrase like, I focused my career on, or throughout my career. And the key thing here is you get to choose the narrative. And there probably will be many different versions of this sentence throughout your career. And you might also adapt it depending on the people that you're speaking to. Who is your audience, right? So if I put on a B2B marketing professional hat, I'm in New York City, I work in food and bev, I might say, yeah, gladly. I've focused my career in the food and beverage industry, ranging from really hands-on B2B marketing positions to more strategic roles. Next, you want to list your relevant experience. People feel good when they can ground you in a story that's made progress, right? So the goal of this section is to not go into too many details. This is high-level content, but you want to include all the relevant experience. So this could be jobs, education, volunteer, part-time, whatever it is that's linked to the goals that you have, the positions that you're targeting. And you want to build quick transitions here. So it's about building upon the previous thing so that it feels like there's forward movement, there's purpose and intention in the career that you've built so far, however long or short that career is. So for example, I might say, I started off my career working on the customer care team at Union Square Hospitality Group, and then grew within that organization to work on the B2C marketing for all of their restaurants, which I really loved doing. And after learning a ton there, I got interested in the B2B side. So I joined Grimm, the startup artisanal brewery, as one of only 2 marketing professionals, and we had really ambitious goals there. I then took my knowledge to Natura, which had a much larger scale audience and a really complex set of products, which I found really fun to work with. And I also got to lead and grow a fantastic team there. And finally, at Costco, I now lead the B2B marketing strategy for New York State stores. Nice. What do you do next? Next is the most interesting piece. This was section 3 and section 4 are going to be the crux of your intro, the crux of your pitch. Tell them what drives you. This is where they really get to know you. And the pro tips here are choose 3 to 4 top skills that align with the job description or the direction that you're going in. Never just list them. You have to activate them. So I am really collaborative. If that's one of your top skills, turn it into something like, I really enjoy working closely with a focused team. You can start this section with phrases like, what I really love to do is, or what drives me every day is, or I get really excited by. So, for example, what I really love to do is to work closely with a focused team and tap into my creative mindset to come up with innovative ways to align our sales goals with the strategic campaigns that we build. And I really find it most exciting when I can use both data and analytics, as well as that out of the box approach to drive impact for my team. Nice. You've just shown them what you can do. Next, tell them what you're going to do for them. Share the impact you're going to have. And this really, in the context of the interview, should be aligned with the job description or with the general direction that you're going in. This is key because you're going to tell them what you're going to accomplish for them. And something really important here is that this does not need to be what you've already done. This is the future you. This is what you're going to accomplish moving forward, given the skill sets that you've developed in your career so far. So hook them, be specific, and make them dream. For example, and when I take a step back and reflect on the impact that I want to have moving forward, I'd really like to build cohesive teams with strong cross-functional collaboration abilities who really learn to tune in across the business and integrate key insights into our strategic approach. With that, of course, I also want to expand our market reach by targeting specific segments within the industry, but also really aggressively explore opportunities in new geographic regions. Nice. Then quickly remind them of your top 3 skills, right? It's a little bit of like hammering it in for them, but activate it, right? Build off the previous section, keep it a snapshot. And you can start with, in my next role, I want to be, or I am, or I'll be, or I enjoy being. It's kind of a recap of the previous. So you can say, I really enjoy being a trusted leader for stakeholders across an organization and bringing in a spirit of innovation and deep strategic thinking to the whole decision-making process. Then close it out. Open up that conversation. Resist the urge to repeat yourself. Believe me, you have said everything they need to hear at this point. And how do you open up the conversation? You do it by showing curiosity about the company and the role. So you can say something like, and with that, there's so much more to share, but I'm really looking forward to our conversation today and to learning about how this team is functioning and how what the company's goals are moving forward. Right? Okay, great. So this is a lot, right? But in an interview, they need to hear all these things. In a more casual conversation, you can pick and choose. Perhaps you say section 1, section 3 and 4, right? You can pick and choose, but if you have all of this together, you have a really strong pitch and it should be about 2.5 minutes. What does this sound like? Let's hear it all together. So Eloise is B2B marketing professional in New York, right? If you say, hey, tell me a little bit about you or walk me through your resume, right? I might say, yeah, gladly. I've focused my career really in the food and beverage industry so far, ranging from hands-on roles to B2B marketing positions that are really strategic. And I started off working on the customer care team at Union Square Hospitality and loved it there. So I grew within that company to work on the B2C marketing for all of their restaurants. And after learning a ton there, I got interested in the B2B side. So I joined Grimm, which is a brewery, as one of 2 marketing professionals. And we had really, really ambitious goals there. I then took my knowledge to Natura, which had just gotten to New York. It just opened its office there. And we had a much larger scale audience and a much more complex set of products, which were very fun to work with. And I also loved growing and leading a fantastic team there. And now at Costco, I lead the B2B marketing strategy for all New York State stores. And what I really love to do on a daily basis is to work closely with a focused team, really tapping into my creative mindset to help everyone on my team come up with innovative ways to align our sales goals with the campaigns that we're building. And I really find it most exciting when I can use both that data and analytics, what we learn from market research, as well as that outside of the box approach to drive impact for my team. And when I take a big step back and I reflect on the impact that I want to have, I'd really like to build cohesive teams with strong cross functional collaboration abilities who really know how to tune in across the organization to integrate those key insights into what we do every day, into that strategic approach. I want to expand market reach by targeting specific segments within the industry, but also being really aggressive and putting ourselves out there to explore opportunities in new geographic regions. I enjoy being a trusted leader for stakeholders in an organization and bringing a spirit of innovation and deep strategic thinking to the decision-making process. And there's so much more that we can discuss, and I really look forward to our conversation today and to learning more about this team and about the company's goals moving forward. All right, how do you take this and make it your own? The first thing that you need to do is that you need to make lists. Create some content for yourself. Jot down the roles, experiences, and education, etc., that are relevant to your next move. Make a list of the tasks and responsibilities that you most enjoyed and want to keep doing. Jot down the three major areas of impact. Be specific here and think big. And then jot down your top 5 skills, right? Maybe it's skill sets, maybe it's competencies, maybe it's the values that drive what you do, and really, really focus on the ones that make you thrive. When you have all of that and you go back to the structure, start stringing it all together. The more you speak these sections out loud, the more natural and conversational they're going to be, and the more flexibility you'll have with which sections you use where. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Reflect on this, come back and use these slides to build your own. And perhaps in networking that's just about to start, you can start playing around with these tools as well. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Connect on LinkedIn, connect on the Fairygodboss community. I look forward to hearing how all of this works out for you.